Okay, we've got a week to go until the NRL season kicks off in Las Vegas. This is the second year of it. One quarter of tickets sold have gone to American fans as of the 3rd of February. Now, the latest figures I could find for ticket sales were 20 days ago on the 3rd of February. Now, at that point, 35,000 tickets had been sold, which was higher than this time last year in the build up to last year's Vegas games. The NRL was actually aiming for more ticket sales than last year. They're aiming for 50 to 55,000, somewhere in that ballpark, and they are well on the way to doing that, even with a week left. And around 5,000 tickets as of the 3rd of February have been sold to fans from the UK, predominantly Wigan and Warrington, but other fans of other Super League and Championship clubs will also be coming over, like they did last year. The NRL noticed that sales from the UK and France were quite good last year. Around 5 to 6,000 tickets sold went to European fans. Now, as I say, a quarter of all tickets sold thus far have gone to US residents, which I think is a win for the NRL, regardless of whether we think the game should be in Vegas or not. All 50 states have reported ticket sales. 20% of US ticket sales have gone to Californians and 12% to locals from the state of Nevada. New York, Florida, and Texas are also reporting very, very strong ticket sales, although, as I say, fans from all 50 states have bought tickets. So, yes, there are fans from Hawaii and Alaska going. Let that sink in. So, ticket sales have been strong in the US. And the fact that a quarter of tickets sold have gone to the US market is, I think, as I say, a win for the NRL. Now, we know the main reason why the NRL has decided on this Vegas plan. It's been well discussed at length. Is it was a response to the COVID financial crisis that the game found itself in, and the NRL needed to make money. They needed to have stronger revenue streams. And so the Vegas idea was born a couple of years ago. It came to fruition over 2023. Was meant to happen in 2023. Didn't. Eventually happened last year. So it took a couple of years of planning, but it was born out of the league shutdown in 2020. And the financial crisis the game found itself in. Yes, they've made a lot of money out of the gambling industry. 300 million Australian dollars were made last year out of the Vegas games. Similar amounts going to be made this year. The concerns I have, and I do have some concerns, while I really enjoyed last year's games, I thought they were actually brilliant. The quality of play was fantastic. The entertainment level was fantastic. The intensity level was fantastic. Two concerns I have. Will the American fans sit around for 4 games? Personally, will they stay for all 4 games? Because we did see last year of some fans staying for the first game or just staying for the second game and not turning up for the first game. There were some access issues due to the weather. Yes, it can get windy and rainy in the desert. It can even snow. There was a storm that did impact fans getting to the game on time. The games on time, and some fans only made it for the second game. Some fans only stayed for the first game. So, with a quarter of tickets sold going to Americans, will they be willing to stay for all 4 games? We shall see. And also the playing surface. Now, last year the Super Bowl had taken place a couple of weeks before. And so you had the Super Bowl and all the associated events with the Super Bowl, including the halftime show. The playing surface did look a little bit tired by the end of the second game. It was starting to cut up. Now, it is a very modern facility at Allegiant Stadium. They grow the grass outside, wheel it in. It comes in on a it's moved in and out of the dome. But will it hold up to 4 games over the day? That's going to be really interesting. Will it hold up to 3 high intensity first grade rugby league games of the NRL and Super League and a women's international? There is going to be some brutality on that pitch. Will it hold up? I think what goes in the favour of it holding up a little bit better is the weather we've actually had in that part of southern Nevada. There has been some rain and snow, so it's been cooler. So it's not been as arid because it is in a desert. Which may help with the condition of the playing surface when they're growing the grass outside and maintaining it. Also, the Super Bowl hasn't taken place on that surface just a couple of weeks before, so the surface should be fresh. The NRL has obviously learnt some lessons from last year when they had issues with setting the posts up. Yes, the playing dimensions are slightly smaller than an NRL pitch. Last year, the players reported that didn't actually concern them. They worked around that really, really well. It just meant you had to adjust your kicking game and your defensive lines. That was basically it. But they seemed to enjoy the experience. It didn't impact them too much. I think the Super League players probably will adapt quicker to the playing surface dimensions being smaller than the NRL players, because there are some quirky dimensions with some rugby league grounds over here in the UK. But the main concern I actually have is with the American fans sticking around all day. obviously the NRL has done a lot with promotion this year. I mean, I've seen this advertised when I'm on my Facebook. It'll pop up Ticketmaster. They're trying to sell holiday packages as well alongside just the games. The hotels and casinos and the resorts in the Vegas area are trying to sell a wider holiday package to get people to come, from not only from the US but from the UK, Europe, and Australia and New Zealand. Because the games themselves are on one day. You don't want to travel to Vegas just for a day. It's flights are expensive, hotel accommodation is expensive. You want to make a bit of a holiday out of it. So I've seen ticket packages where the Vegas games alongside hotel packages being sold as well on Ticketmaster. So that's been advertised. I've seen it advertised a lot on social media as well. So there has been a lot more promotion. I think also making sure that all 4 games are on Fox Sports 1 in the US is important. Last year there were some broadcasting issues where it actually was on Fox Sports 2 and then switched over to Fox Sports 1 because there was a NCAA basketball overrun. So they've got prime eyes on this for the US TV audience, where they can potentially get into 114 million US homes. They won't get every single US home on it, but if they can get a couple of million of that to watch, viewership figures, that can also help grow the interest in the sport. But it does seem like that this is trending on social media in the US as well. So there is a growing interest. I think last year was a good starting point. I do have some concerns. Yes, not everyone agrees with games going to Vegas. We know the financial incentive for the NRL to do it. But it does seem like they actually are now starting to interest the US sports fan and the US market into looking at the product. And so we'll see if ticket sales continue to climb. They are predicted to be higher than last year. They won't fully sell out Allegiant, but if they're higher than last year and they get more fans in, the atmosphere last year was pretty good. So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it. 4 games to watch. I'll be able to watch 3 of them. The Warrington-Wigan game is geo-blocked on the NRL website because it's being broadcast on Sky Sports, which is great. So I can't watch it. Because if it was on the BBC, I would watch it. So I can't watch it on the NRL website, which is annoying. But I can watch the other 3 games. Although the Warrington-Wigan game should be good. And you've got, the sellable asset that is Sam Burgess as the Warrington coach as well. So you've got tangible ex-NRL player is now a head coach of a Super League club. That's a marketable asset. So I think the marketing side of things, I think the NRL's done better this year than last year. And as I say, we shall see what happens. But there's been a lot of talking about this, and a lot of social media personalities in the US have been talking about this. So let's see what happens. But from me for now, thank you very much for watching. A week to go, and I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.